Hello, how are you, Goddess Body Mind Spirit community? This is Tyra Omilade, your goddess guru, your sister friend. And you know, I love helping women align with their life purpose using the power of ancient wisdom and the goddess centered lifestyle. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you're new here, welcome. So glad you're here. I love helping to empower women or help women to step into their power because I don't empower y'all. You already have your power. We just want to uncover it. And so I'm all things divination. I'm all things goddess. I'm all things women. Okay. So, yawns. Typically, I go live on Wednesdays. And we get to hang out with what we call the G-Hive, the goddess hive, just this beautiful community of women. So, I'm sure I will be hearing from the hashtag replay queens because you're all hashtag replay queens today. Hello, G Hive. How are you? I have had a really wild last week or so. It's just been really, I've been on a struggle bus a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I'm good. You know, my husband, my kids, we're all good. But sometimes, extended family stuff happens. And so, okay, I'm gonna have to take this off. I'm one of those women who's at that phase of life where we put on and take off our clothes due to our little personal summers that happen. But anywho, what happened that made me not go live today is last Friday I got a call that my dad was going to the hospital. Something was wrong, is what his wife said. And when I went to bed Friday night, I was told everything is okay. That they had said he was potentially having a stroke. And then when I woke up Saturday, his wife was upset, said he had a horrible night, and she was like, "I need you to come home." So that's what I did. And I'm gonna change my earrings. I don't know if y'all can see this, but I like to have a certain look, and I don't feel like I have that look right now. Anywho, sorry y'all. That was a squirrel moment. My brain. What can we say? Anywho, I went home and yeah, turns out he didn't have a stroke. I think he had an infection that um where some of the symptoms were mimicking stroke, but his brain is good. All his blood, everything was looking good. Hypertension to me, that was crazy. His blood pressure was high as all get out. But yeah, he's already home, doing well. Like everything is for the most part back to normal. Um, but it just has thrown me for a loop because I just dropped everything I was doing and I left, and then I had to come back home and just like start trying to get everything together. And I drove in the middle of the night, so it's like my sleep has been off. But my older son is coming home today. He's visiting my father right now, and then he's gonna come home. So yeah, let me just get into this so I don't belabor this anymore. I want to talk a little bit about the astrology and just do a little bit of a reading for you all. And I do want to share really quickly that the New Moon Mini Retreat is tomorrow, December the 7th. It says here 6 p.m., but it's 7 p.m. Eastern time. We're just going to go with Eastern time. That's where I talk here. And the goal is for us to use this Sagittarius new moon energy to future cast out um, into 2024, to go on ahead and set the vision for 2024. So I hope that y'all will join me for that. Sagittarius is really an important season. I guess you could say we could use Sagittarius to create the vision, and we can use Capricorn to create the plan. Okay, so that's one way to kind of think of it. So I hope that you all join me for that. So let's just look at the astrology. So this time right now, my father's health challenge is such a good example of the fact that we're in mutable energy right now. So, what is mutable energy? When you look at astrology, there's four signs that have what we call mutable energy: Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. Okay. And so, whenever we have several planets in a sign like Gemini, and then we have two over here in Pisces, and even last week when all of this kicked off with my dad, Venus was well, no, Venus was in Libra, excuse me. But yeah, so we have just quite a bit of mutable energy, and mutable is changeable. It's almost like because what it is, it's like a little bit of this and a little bit of that. When we think about going from Pisces season into Aries season, Pisces is the end of winter. And so the energy is just so changeable when it's in Pisces. Sometimes, especially in places that have four distinct seasons for, a good amount of time, it'll be a little bit warm one day and then it'll get back to freezing cold. That's what happens. It's the same with Sagittarius. We're going from fall, so it feels fall-like, but then the closer we get to Capricorn, it starts feeling like it's getting to wintertime for those who has experienced that. So, um, it's this energy of where things can get cloudy and you don't really know what's going on, because sometimes it's like a time where you have to be cautious of people scamming you, and because it creates it's a little bit of a fogginess, an unknowingness is what mutable energy can do. Then, people will lose things, they'll forget things, okay? And especially when we have Pisces involved. And so, last week, or what happened with my father over the weekend was, his wife called and was like, something is wrong. They told me to take him to the hospital. And then the paramedic told her it might be a light stroke. So we're going to go on ahead and take him to the hospital. And then when she called me Friday, she was like, there's no stroke. He did not have a stroke. We don't know what's wrong with him. He didn't have a stroke. And then Saturday came, and my older brother called and he was like, I talked to the nurse. It's confirmed he had a stroke. I was just like, "Oh my gosh." And, the whole time I was at the hospital, his wife was like, "Yeah, light stroke, we're gonna have to figure," and I was saying, "Well, we gotta figure out how we're gonna take care of him, because you can't do it by yourself." And, Sunday comes and I posted up in that hospital. I was like, "I gotta get the truth." I'm a Scorpio rising, so Scorpio is all about the truth. And finally, 2 doctors came in. One is the kidney doctor, and then the other one was the doctor who was on call, and both of them said, "Yeah, we looked at the MRI, no stroke, his brain is fine." "What?" And, my dad wasn't talking at that point, so I looked at him, and I gave him a thumbs up. I was like, "The doctor says you're good." And he looked like, "Really?" I'm like, "That's what they say. Your brain is good. Everything is good." And I said to my husband, "How did we get it so wrong?" It was just like rumor after rumor after rumor, and it's just all between me, my siblings, and my dad's wife. That, my dear friends, is what it means to be mutable. So it's very mutable right now. Things may not be super clear. And so maybe you just want to kind of accept that, because Neptune, as you can see here, Neptune is going direct. And so it's been retrograde. I can't remember when it went retrograde. Maybe I don't know. Anywho, Neptune went retrograde and it's now going direct. And so Neptune is the planet of fogginess. It is the planet of cloudiness. And whenever a planet has been retrograde and it's going direct, its energy starts to amplify and increase. And so it can bring this energy of fogginess and where things aren't clear. You can kind of feel like you're off center. Um, it takes away people's motivation because it's the ocean. When we go to the ocean, it's sort of like hypnotic, just watching those waves go out and in, and you just want to relax, right? So it can bring that kind of energy all week long, because it's not just one day. Astrology is not one day. It happens over, a certain amount of time. And Neptune is a very powerful, slow planet. And so when a planet like that is going from retrograde to direct, its energy is magnified even more over time. So we've been actually feeling its energy all week long. And so today it is going direct. And even though we're getting ready to go into Mercury retrograde next week, it's still another planet yet going direct. All right. So for in my opinion, it was not until October that we started kind of feeling like, well, maybe mid-October that we kind of feeling like started feeling like, okay, time is flying. There was a point where it just felt like every day was just it seemed like it was more than 24 hours in every day. So we're still kind of, just because it's going direct at a time that Mercury is getting ready to go retrograde, we still have another planet that is yet direct. Okay. So Neptune going direct is really like it's more of like the a planet that is going to help us integrate something. And I want to just encourage you all to focus on your subconscious mind. Neptune in Pisces, this is about the subconscious mind, and there's internal changes. Neptune is seeking to shift us on in our inner world, the inner landscape, the subconscious mind. And most people have no idea how important the subconscious mind is. Most people don't know anything about it. I didn't until I became a hypnotherapist and an NLP practitioner. And it is sad that people don't know about their subconscious mind because there's so much that is controlled, our whole body, everything, like what you think, what you feel is possible, um, how you act, it's all in the subconscious mind. I used to get so frustrated when I would hear, especially learning about the body and me, working on my health and my eating habits in particular. And I would hear the medical professionals and the scientists say things like, we think that we are making choices about what we're eating, but it's actually not us consciously choosing. And I never understood that. They would talk about our second brain, which is in our gut, is making decisions about what we eat. But also the subconscious mind is making decisions about pretty much everything, pretty much anything you think about, however you feel, it's in the subconscious mind first. And so when we are working with the subconscious mind and Neptune is a very subtle refinement process that Neptune takes us through. Okay. So you want to be looking at, is there something on the inside of you that needs to be um, healed up? We're in the season of Sagittarius. Who do you need to forgive? What difference would it make if you forgave somebody? Lack of forgiveness, even if it's not something, you might think, well, I've already forgiven them, or I don't even think about that person. But it could be something subconsciously affecting you due to lack of forgiveness. Um, it's about ancestral stuff, it's about wounding. So you kind of want to see, has something been coming up for you in the last 3 to 4 months? That is like, I really need to go on ahead and get this healed up because Neptune is going to continue to help us to revisit that. Also, Neptune is a planet where we can see things happening in the world. And I just think that there's a refinement going on in the conscious collective. Okay. So, or the consciousness of the greater collective. Will be probably hearing something about that also. Okay. I was gonna try to think about what it is, and it's just so early, my brain, I can't think of anything. But as I think of things, I will let you all know. Okay, so Mercury is trining Jupiter. Now, I just kind of like Mercury. I really do. This is actually, yeah, this is today's chart. Um, so Mercury is meeting up with Jupiter, and these are in Earth signs. So whenever we're dealing with Earth, we're talking about things like money, which is Taurus. For Capricorn, it would be something like career and success. Okay. So Mercury meeting with Jupiter. It's going to happen 3 times because Mercury will eventually be going retrograde. At least I'm assuming this happening 3 times. Hold on one second let me just make sure. Yes, okay. So it's going to happen 3 times. I sort of like this because Jupiter is the planet that has to do with abundance and expansion. Okay. And so Mercury is ideas and the brain. It's connections. It's it could be looked at as it's communication. All right. So I think that Mercury connecting with Jupiter is going to help us to come up with some ideas. Maybe it'll give us a more abundant mindset set about success or a more abundant mindset about money. Maybe we get some ideas about making more money or managing our money or something like that. And one of the things that is hitting me because I was looking at the new moon, I really wish that I could just say this new moon is going to be all about just this new thing that we're doing in 2024. But I still think that this new moon is going to ask us to look back and look at what is undone, what is not complete, because Mercury goes retrograde the day after this new moon. So its energy is already in retrograde mode, basically. It just hasn't started moving retrograde yet. It's just not moving on the day of the new moon. And so that lets me know that this new moon, yes, we're future casting for 2024, but it kind of takes me back to 2021. It just made me think 2021, everyone was kind of like, "Oh, okay, woo, that happened, the pandemic happened, but yeah, it's time to move, we're gonna get back to normal." And we've never gotten back to normal. Everyone is doing something new. The world has changed so much. And there was something like a new direction we were supposed to take our lives in 2021. And a lot of people don't wanna go in the new direction. They're resisting it. And so it's like this new moon and with this Mercury going retrograde right after the new moon, it's even gonna go retrograde in the sign of the new moon, Sagittarius at some point. That's just letting me know that this new moon is about, okay, this is where we are right now in the new. So where are we going to go from here? It's still not just like brand spanking new energy. So it is some brand spanking new things that can happen, but I want y'all to start putting yourselves in that place of what is it that you need to finish up, and it might be something you're a little bit resistant to doing because it feels new. All right. So Mercury meeting with Jupiter this first time, I think is going to actually give us quite a bit of insight on what it is that we need to be looking at. Like, okay, I started this thing and I need to get this thing finished. But I also think it can help us to see it's gonna work. There's gonna be success, and there's probably some wisdom that you need to be listening to that you forgot and you needed to be reminded that it's there. Also, now I'll tell you another thing that I like. Capricorn is a plan. So Mercury meeting with Jupiter this week might be reminding you of a plan that you need to revisit. Now, it might need to be redone, might need to be, rebooted or something like that, or revised, but yeah, a plan. Um, Earth signs always have to do with something in the material, also. So it could be bringing up Mercury retrograding or excuse me, Mercury retrograde meeting Jupiter. It could be something about the body. Maybe some of us have deviated from our health and our self-care plans because Taurus is self-care. And another thing that I'll say, the last thing that I'll say is there's probably something about self-worth and self-value that some of us need to revisit. Maybe some of y'all are like, I don't have it. I need to work on opening myself up to my inherent worth. Some of us might be saying like, I need to charge more money. I want to make more money. It's something like that could be coming up also with this meeting between Jupiter and Mercury. Okay, so yeah, you'll start feeling that around the 7th, 8th, ninth, because Mercury is getting slower. So yeah, 7th, 8th, ninth, and you'll see it's gonna come back on the 18th, and we'll probably see it again in January. So we're gonna get 3 times Mercury trine Jupiter. Ooh, I like that. Okay, so on the 10th, we're gonna have Venus opposition Jupiter, which is um not bad. It's just you want to avoid overindulging. I would think that would be the number one thing. With Neptune being in Pisces, potentially with Neptune being highlighted this week, I should say, in Pisces, potentially we want to avoid overspending. I just say that because I know, right now it might be a season where people are buying a lot. So yeah, you might want to avoid overspending. And, it definitely is gonna be bringing up money topics because Venus is in Scorpio, Jupiter is in Taurus, and those are 2 money signs right there. It might be your money versus somebody else's money. There's a little bit of a clash, or um, it's just pressure around finances. It could be that. Now, the other thing is it could be some of us might be like, wow, I really am not doing a good job of taking care of myself. So again, that self-care topic could be coming up also. Jupiter is about growth and expansion. And so there's something about this week that, and we're in Sagittarius season, something about this week where we're being asked to really be more expansive in our thinking or be open to new opportunities. It could be something like that. So, Jupiter is about wisdom. So it might be a week where we need to lean heavily on wisdom. On Monday, we will see Mercury sextile Venus. And so that is, I'll just say that can bring in the energy of support. Maybe somebody gives you an idea or a word, a message that feels very supportive, or somebody actually comes in and is like, "How can I support you?" So that I sort of like. I think that actually we might be able to get some stuff done around that time too, just because of the 2 signs that they're in. So you might feel a little bit extra productive, driven, um, Sunday through Tuesday. So, we're in the waning moon phase because we're leading up to the new moon. This is definitely a time to, um, what is it that you want to release before you go into the new moon cycle, is how I'll say that. Um, yeah, release, let go, banish anything that is about offloading, anything that is not useful for you. It could be something in the inner landscape. It could be, a situation. It could be a job, a relationship. It's kind of like sometimes we know exactly what we need to let go of before we go into that new moon. So, whatever that is, the other thing you may want to think about is, of the goals that you have been setting and you haven't reached them yet, what's holding you back from getting there? And do something around releasing whatever is preventing you from moving forward. You want to do that before that new moon. Now, honestly, I say the new moon energy starts on the 11th. So you might want to do a little bit of banishing work. It could be the 10th or the 11th because the new moon for sure is on the 12th. Um, but what I want to just encourage you to do is to think about doing some banishing work on the 10th, because the moon is still in Scorpio on the 10th, okay? And Scorpio is so good for purging and releasing and letting go. So then we get to this new moon in Sagittarius. Now, one thing I want to say is if you're in the YouTube membership, excuse me, or if you join the retreat, you're going to get the Through the Signs video. I'm going to do a video where I go over the meaning of the moon, and I go through the signs. I do a reading for the new moon. I will do all of that in that video. So please feel free, or please join us one way or the other in the membership, or in the retreat. But I told y'all at the beginning, this new moon that's happening in Sagittarius is such a good time to set your vision for 2024. And I really want us to be present to 2023. I am going to tell y'all what Iya Oceanfunke said on one of her posts the other day. 2023 has come in snatching edges, like the new girl on the scene trying to prove herself when she didn't even have to. When I saw that, I was like, that describes 2023. I'm like, people underestimated this year. And the other day, especially after everything that happened with my dad, it's been some other stuff that has been coming up too in my family. I was just like, 2023 is like, y'all gonna put some respect on my name. Not respect, respect. All right. Put some respect on my name. So I wanted to just be like, I'm so ready for this year to be over. I'm like, nope. Mm-mm. Nah, that's not how I'm gonna say it. I'm just like, okay. I am present to 2023. Let me get this message and this medicine while she is here. Okay. So I want y'all just to hunker down. What comes to my mind is for those of us who live in areas that get hit by tornadoes. When the tornado is coming, they were like, get into the center of your house, go into a closet, get into the bathtub. And a lot of times you'll get a blanket, and put it over you. So, if debris starts flying or whatever, you have that blanket to kind of protect you. And so that's how I see us all, wherever you live and you have to kind of take cover. That's what I want us to do with 2023. Because 2023 is like, I'm still here. I'm still here, baby. Until 2024 comes, you got me. So I really do think that it's important for us to use this new moon to future cast based on the medicine that we have received. The medicine means the messages, the lessons that we have received going into 2024, with some humility and some gratitude, because the energy is going to begin to swing up. It will have its challenges. Every year has its challenges, but I honestly, in my heart of hearts, this is the first year I'm like, and I hadn't even looked at all the astrology. I was like, I honestly believe we're truly going to be at our new normal, where there's not just constantly this shakiness in our souls. So I just want y'all to use this new moon to cast that vision forward, but do it with humility and do it with the wisdom that you now have since that first volume called 2020. That's volume 1. I know it's year 2020. We were alive before that, but we are in a series here, baby. Okay. And maybe 2024 is going to be a new volume, but right now we in volume 4 since 2020. And we want to go into 2024 empowered. We want to go expansive, like Sagittarius is talking about. We want to go in with this wisdom that we have gained, and we want to go in the new direction that our lives have been called in ever since the new world was born. I'm going to ask y'all to also set a vision for the world. We weren't here when a lot of stuff got set into place. It's our time. We're defining what the world is going to be for the generations to come. And it's just different little points that we're doing this. So right now it's with Sagittarius. We have Pluto coming back into Aquarius in January. And again, we have to begin to set the tone. And so we need to be setting the tone to go in the direction that we want the world to go in. Sagittarius is expansive. It's a very inclusive sign when it's in the positive. When it's not, is not an inclusive sign. It's very judgy. But when it's in the positive, it's inclusive. All cultures are, honored. It's wise and expansive. So we want to be bringing that for the generations that are going to come after us. They're going to read about us in the online probably. Will there be books? Yes, there will always be books. Um they're going to read about us online and in the history books. And what history are we writing for them right now? And then Pluto is about progress. It's like, what foundation are you laying for the generations who come behind you where they have it better than we had it? So these are the kinds of things that we want to be doing with this new moon in Sagittarius. And then there's going to be Mercury retrograde, which again, I will be putting the Mercury retrograde class inside of the YouTube channel. But I'll talk about that next Wednesday. Because yeah, we'll talk about that next Wednesday. So what I want to do just really quickly, in my newsletter, I often go through the signs by their element. So I'm just going to say it really quickly here. So if we're dealing with the fire signs, this is for the new moon in Sag. Fire signs are going to be happy. So let's see here. I'm going to do it this way. Okay. So I always have to have cheat sheets. So for the fire signs, this is going to happen in the 1st, in the 5th, and in the 9th houses. So the fire signs can really use this new moon to take their lives in new directions, to grow and expand and to become more of who and what you were born to be. This is a fire moon, and fire signs love whenever the moon or whenever there's fiery energy. Fire signs are probably lit up right now because we have the sun and Mars in Sagittarius, okay? So they are on fire. And I just think that it's important for you all to set new moon intentions that are all about taking your life in the direction that you want it to go in. I want y'all to open yourselves up to having more good fortune and more growth, more expansion. Now, it is probably stemming from something that you've already started. Just keep going, fire signs. And yeah, let's see here. Is there anything else I want to say about the fire signs? Okay. So next is I'm going to do earth signs next. So earth is going to be Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So for Taurus, this is happening. Okay, so this is happening in the water houses for the earth signs. What is a water house? A water house is one that is has to do with emotions, but it also is intuitive. It's very intuitive. These houses are also healing. And so it's important for the earth signs to be focused on things that are like setting new moon intentions around healing yourself and connecting more to your intuition, listening more to your intuition. You want to maybe use this new moon, use your intuition actually in like, what is it that you're going to set for the new moon or your new moon rituals or something like that. So, but also you want to definitely be looking at taking care of yourself, healing, wounding. Some of it might make you want to also be a little bit more introverted, maybe kind of like more focused on your family or just where you're just kind of to yourself, maybe more focused on your home or your body. Like, this is your home, your physical home where you live. And let's see here, set new moon intentions around, let's see here. Some of it could be like getting away. How can you get away? How can you, yeah, how can you do something to just like take time off? I'll say it that way. To not just be, the earth signs actually can be workaholics. My gosh, I'm on my toes. But earth signs can be workaholics. And so it might be a new moon where you want to rededicate yourself to being a little bit easy, going easy. It's just too much sometimes with the earth signs. Too much work, too much work. Okay, next I'm gonna do the air signs. The air signs are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And so this is happening in the social signs for you all. So when you have something happening in the social houses, you want to set new moon intentions around relationships for sure. It doesn't matter which one. It could be, family, could be partner, love relationships, friendships, partnerships, work, people, relationships you have at work, relationships with a community of like-minded people, anything around relationships. You want to be setting some new moon intentions around that air signs. Let's see here. Also, these are called the air houses. So the air houses have to do with the brain. They have to do with learning and thinking and speaking. So if there's any topic that has to do with that, oh, also teaching, you may want to look at what you can, setting some new moon intentions around anything that, has to do with one of those topics, something to do with the brain, logic. The air is in the head. So that's why it's teaching, learning, and connecting. Some of the air signs, this is what makes you actually. So you might want to just really do something that helps you to capitalize on you being um an air sign that's about connection. You can really shine through connections and being with other people, working with other people, or through this teaching and learning and speaking that you're so good at. Relationships, people do not even begin to understand the power of making a one-to-one connection with somebody in the effort to get what you want. Something that people don't all the time realize is, we need support. We need to be connected to other people. Actually, we're humans, and we want to be connected to other people to help us get to where we want to go. We've just been kind of imbued with the Western, the not all Western teaching is bad, but the one that it's so much about pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Don't get any help from anybody. Never ask. It's a sign of weakness. And so I think some of the air signs need to be okay with setting intentions around, I'm just going to connect with other people because that's going to help me. I know that's something that I have learned in business. It's like, why be a lone wolf? I remember when I first started getting that message, I was like, that's a good point. Why am I lone wolfing it? I do so much better. Even if it's just two other people, I do so much better. So some of the air signs, you really want to set some new moon intentions to capitalize off of this energy that you have of connecting with other people. Okay, next is the water signs. So water signs are going to be the Cancerians, the Scorpios, and the Pisces. So this is happening in what are called the earth houses. And the earth houses have to do with career. I want you to think about when I was talking about Capricorn and Taurus. So it has to do with material matters, your material possessions. It has to do with money and success and work. So the water signs, it's important for you to set some new moon intentions that are about um, working and job, career, where do you want this to go in 2024? Set some new moon intentions around that. It's also to a certain degree about your health. So you need to set some new moon intentions around your health and well-being. And the earth signs are like this sign that is about, excuse me, the earth houses are about planning and like having this process. I guess Pisces could be the worst at it, but Pisces doesn't have boundaries. So Pisces oftentimes needs a plan or it needs like step by step by step. Cancerians, they're gonna get stuff done because Cancerians are kind of like um it's like this go-getter type of energy and it's this mother energy. So it's kind of like, whatever needs to be done, that Cancerian's gonna be on it. But where Cancerians need this kind of energy that I'm talking about is um they get so emotional that now they're not getting anything done because they're just all in their emotions, right? And then Scorpio is the kind of energy where it's driven, it can get some stuff done, but it sometimes it's kind of like it can get obsessive. That's where Scorpio, that's what I'll talk about Scorpio. Scorpio is like obsessed and it'll get so focused and so, like one pointed focus on something that everything else gets left, like forgotten in that moment. And so this new moon is a moon where you can set some intentions that are around this is the plan and these are the steps that we're going to follow and I'm committing to it. Okay. That is something that I think will be very helpful to the water signs. Okay. So I'm going to just do a quick poll for you all. I'm going to go the easy route. Mythical Goddess Tarot deck. This deck is as important to me now as my Metunetter deck. I love this deck so much. It just speaks to my soul. Did I draw a card? Oh. Let me take a sip of water. Okay. I'm supposed to be going live right now. It's 8:15. I know everybody's like, where is she? Okay, so energy governance for the next week. I'm going to pull 2 cards. Okay. First card I pulled is the crone. And look at this. Visionary. Is that not on point as we go into this new moon? Visionary. And she has to do with Aquarius. Wow. Yes. Yes. So for sure, this next week is one where we can get that vision. I talked about Jupiter and how helpful Jupiter is with growth and expansion, but Jupiter and Sag, vision. Okay. So I think that what she's saying is that we're going to be able to really set a vision for this year. She is the eagle woman of vision who accesses the hidden words beyond the everyday perspective. Now, that actually is also Neptune. I'm going to have to remember that. The hidden vision, the hidden worlds beyond the everyday perspective. That's Neptune and Pisces, actually, is what I'm talking about. Okay. It says, holding the egg of fertile possibilities, she is the totality of all creative forces from which the world is born. And this wise woman ascends through her perfect eagle eye sight. The visionary who has achieved spiritual cognition and is spirit embodied. And it says here, her expression and her vision are one. Her thinking, intuitive, her perception, all encompassing. And this is what she does. She comes to you with gifts of insight now needed to ascend above your present circumstances into new realities and perspectives. She's here to give you insight of possibilities never imagined. She brings the pristine vision to assist you in forming a new way of seeing and creating your world. I really like that because Sagittarius is about reframing a thing. So maybe that's something you could set a new moon intention like, I need to reframe this. It is kind of gotten me down. It's not helpful. It's limiting me. And so you can set a new moon intention around reframing something so that it becomes empowered for you. I love that. Or it might happen before the new moon or, during the new moon. Open your mind to new paradigms, to pioneer into unknown realities, leading the way for others and changing the course of the world forever. So, y'all not here with me live, but I just want to say that that's essentially what I was saying when I was saying we needed to be setting it up for generations to come. All right. Hashtag replay queens. Give me my credit. As my dad would say, there's no credit. It's credit. All right. Okay, for this next week, I love this one so much for us. She has to do with nurturance. You remember I was telling you, Earth has to do with taking care of yourself. But look at what she's nurturing. Okay, she's nurturing her garden. And so that's something I want us to be focused on over this next week. How can we nurture our new moon intentions in this new moon? Okay, so let's see what this earth goddess has to say. So it says here, the earth mama tends to her garden with loving attention, skillfully nurturing the flowers in her care. Her responsible stewardship is a labor of love, bringing abundant reward and beauty in return. Yesterday, I started making, oh, hold on one second, y'all. I need to pull something up. But yesterday, I was making a video that I'm putting inside of a bundle that is coming up, and I need to tell y'all about that. And I was talking about how, you know, a lot of times when we're thinking about manifesting, we do not understand that, yes, we are supposed to envision it, but also we're supposed to, let's see here. But also action is required. Action is required. And so, um, I don't think people understand that when we have something that we're working on that we want to manifest, we have to be like this earth goddess. We have to we have to lean into the energy of the earth signs. Because one thing about the earth signs is they're slow and methodical. People get upset with Tauruses. It's like, yo, Taurus is the bull. They won't move. No, Taurus is going to stick and stay, baby, until that thing gets done. Some other people or signs, not people, signs. It's like, oh, I just, think about the air signs. Oh, I just thought about this. And then I thought about that, because the air signs, just think about air. It goes back and forth and it flows. And then, the fire signs, they're all excited. But they might be excited right now about this thing, and then they get excited about that thing or whatever, It's not fire isn't even always sustainable. When I watch my husband create a fire when we're camping out, it's like you have to just go get some more wood. What is wood? Earth, right? Go get that wood, put it on the fire. Go get the wood, put it on the fire. And then water, it does bring this nurturance that it needs or whatever. We definitely need that watery energy. Water and earth, they're going to be kind of similar because they're both very caring. But you got to remember, water flows, right? Earth is like, baby, I'm just there. A lot of times I'm just like, okay, what would a Virgo do right now? Well, a Virgo on a dream that I'm working to create, a Virgo is like, well, baby, we need to get some steps together. Go talk to Capricorn right now and get the plan. So Capricorn gives the plan. Capricorn is like, we go from A to B, whatever it is, whatever the steps are. This is the plan. We got the structure, right? And then we go to Virgo. Virgo is like, okay, here's the steps you need to take today, day in and day out. Virgo is on it. Like, all right, y'all, this is what we need to do. Or we got a problem. Virgo is going to solve it. When you want to manifest something, you will have to work with this earth energy because it is going to stick and stay. What is Capricorn? Long endurance. But then we're going to need the other signs to come in because all earth and nothing else is sort of like what's that movie? Ebenezer Scrooge. I think Ebenezer Scrooge is like earth energy on fleek, okay? So, I just want y'all to know that when we are working with this, this this earth energy right here over this next week as we're moving towards this new moon, and in this new moon, it's important for us to call on this energy where we're willing to go and water those flowers and really nurture and take care of whatever it is. And then, earth is action. It's going to take some steps, step by step by step, methodical, methodical, methodical. That's what this energy is going to be bringing to us and imbue us with as we set our new moon intentions. It says this sweet image illustrates the ease and joy and nurturing Earth's creations. Through self respect and respect of life, it is easy to revere and care for all of life's creatures. Continue to let your heart be filled with love for yourself and others, nurturing your budding creations into beautiful, right manifestation in the world. Oh my God, that is just so beautiful. Okay. Also, just to let y'all know, I am going to be in the holiday abundance bundle again this year. It is December 18th through the 21st. I'm going to put the link in the description box here on this video, and I'll be making posts about it and everything also. And what I have put in the holiday abundance bundle is let me see if you can see. See, we got quite a few things. Oh, premium goodie bag. Let me go to the actual bundle. I put in there my universal laws class. And even if you have the universal laws class, I have updated it. That's what I've been working on since I got back from Mississippi. I've been working on updating the that course so that you get the updated version of Tyra talking about the laws of the universe. And also, I hope that y'all take me up on the Ho'oponopono challenge that I put in there. I was like, wow, I created some amazing things back in the day. But let's see here. I know I see one lady's on podcasting, cleaning, business stuff. I haven't looked at everything that's in the bundle, but typically there's going to be something about spirituality, personal development, lots in there about business because a lot of people are business owners who teach other business owners, home, family. I see some coloring pages on here. And did I tell you? It's free. Boom, it's free. And then there's a premium goodie bag you can upgrade, and then you get some additional goodies that are of high value. Let me see, what do I see in here? Become unshoppable. So that's about stopping impulse buying, which we already talked about that today. Self-care for coaches, podcast, ADHD power, paperwork power up, compassion club. So that's about healing. Grow your email list. Stick to your office hours, so it's a nice little mix in there. And so those you upgrade and you'll pay a little extra money. I can't remember how much it is, and you can get those. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna miss y'all. But thank y'all so much for your understanding. I will be back next week, queens. Okay, y'all take care and happy new moon. And if I don't see you in the retreat, which I hope I do, but happy new moon to you all. Happy or wishing you a beautiful next week, and I'll see y'all next week. Peace and love.